Hi everyone, my name is Matt, and today I wanted to talk to you about one of the best alternatives to Arimidex. So before I get started, I just wanted to mention to please like this video if you like this content. Subscribe if you are new to my channel for more educational videos. If you would like to follow me on Instagram to see more of my everyday life, please do so at i.be.grollin. Okay, so back to the meaning of this video. My current protocol of testosterone cypionate is 120 milligrams of, well, in my glutes, or sometimes I put it in my leg, and I do that every week. And it basically, let me just take this off. Well, basically, they just put like their information of the clinic on here and stuff, and then basically just, you can see in the syringe how it's already preloaded for me and ready to go. And then they put the size needles in here that I like to use, which I like to use a 25 gauge, 3/4 of an inch needles to a 1 inch. I think these are about 1 inch needles. So I got 3 left. I usually get 4 in each package. Then they give me a little alcohol pad in there so I can use to make the surface area clean and free of any dirt. So, and then it comes in one of these little amber colored packages to keep it, you know, good from the sun and whatnot. So basically I get a 1 month supply in a little bag like this, and then once it runs out I just go pick up another one. I don't even have to call it in, they just already have it ready for me. I freaking love this pharmacy. It's actually a compounded pharmacy. They don't take insurance or anything, so my clinic, basically I have to pay like $110 a month to get to use the clinic, to get upkeep, you know, for my blood work and everything. And then the pharmacy, it cost me for my testosterone, my HCG, and then everything else, it cost me about 40-50 bucks for everything. Well, actually I got the EstroDIM now, so it's a little different with that, but yeah, so this is how it comes in. Then in the bag I will have the HCG. It used to just be in here freely with a cotton swab, but now it comes like this. So you can see I've already taken one out of here. I have to peel this back to get out of there. And basically you just put this under your tongue for 90 seconds and then it will dissolve. And then you don't want to drink any fluids or water or anything for about 10 minutes, they say, after you take this. Now, real quick about the sublingual HCG. I just want to talk about something really quick, because I've posted on Facebook pages that, or Facebook groups that are mainly about testosterone, and I posted about, hey, I'm going to be taking HCG finally, and they're putting me on the sublingual HCG, and I just got a lot of negative feedback about it. So basically a lot of the negative comments that I received is the FDA, or like the scientific proof, basically says that the molecule is too big to be absorbed orally under the tongue, or even if you ingest it or swallow it, they say that the molecule is too large to be absorbed that way, that you have to take it in a shot form, intramuscularly. Real quick, I'm really sorry that I'm doing this video in my truck, but I live in a fifth wheel now, like in a camper, and I just got a dog, and my wife's in there, and it's like, it's just really hard to make videos over there all the time. And sometimes I go to my family's house, but they're always home, and it's just a real big headache. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to do this today in my truck, because I've really been wanting to get a video out there and talk about some of these topics with you guys. And then you know, hopefully one day, like maybe a friend of mine or something will let me use like a room in their house or something, until we're actually planning on getting a house next year. So we moved into the camper to try to save some money basically for our business, and then we're paid off a lot of it so far. So hopefully next year we'll be able to get out of the camper and into a house, so it'll be easier to do these videos. Now back to what we're discussing. So there's not really a test that will tell you, as far as I know, I could be totally wrong, and if I am, please leave me a comment, and please tell me, you know, maybe you have some better information on this. But as far as I know, there's not a test that really tells you if HCG is really working, or how to like see the levels in your body. Now, I could be totally wrong about that, but as far as I know, the tests will show you like your estradiol and your testosterone, and then, you know, everything else that, you know, is important that you get from your testing. But as far as I know, that the HCG is kind of like in the air, that you know, a lot of it's just people take the shots and they see improvement from it. But I'm here to say that the sublingual form does work, and I'm about to say why I know that it works for me. I've taken HCG sublingually for a few months, and then I took a break for a few months, and then I went back on it, and I could definitely tell a difference, and I'm going to tell you why. So one thing I noticed about taking the sublingual HCG that I know is similar from what I've heard to other people taking the shot from HCG. I just want to be clear, I've never been on the shot for HCG, but a lot of the things I know that HCG does for you, I have noticed that it's doing for me as well. And that's from me being on testosterone, not taking anything, and then taking it and noticing a difference. That's just going off of what I believe is real, what's really happening to my body. And that's why I want to explain this to you guys, because the shots, they're not very expensive, depending on your pharmacy, but the sublingual, it cost me like $5 for a month supply. So I mean, compared to like 30-40 bucks for a shot, I don't know what guys are paying for that stuff, or maybe it's more than that, or, you know, not a shot, but a month's worth, whatever. I don't really know what people are paying for that, but all I know is that it cost me $5 and it works. So they started out with people taking like 500 IU of HCG sublingual form, but they realized that it needed to be a little bit stronger, so they started doing 750 IU of the HCG. So for one of the things I've noticed is that I get really emotional. Now, this doesn't happen the first week I'm on it or the second week. It's usually about the third week I notice. And this is from, I think it's been about 2 different times that I was on it for a few months, and then I stopped for a few months, and then I got back on it. And what I notice is that I can watch, like, for example, I'll watch like late at night some stories on YouTube, and it could be like a sad story or something like that, and it doesn't really faze me. And then I'll show my wife as I'm like a few weeks in on HCG, and I'll start like tearing up. I get like really emotional, and I've noticed that, you know, this will happen like days and days of watching. Like, if I watch sad videos about stuff people have been through, I notice I get really emotional, and I never get emotional like that. I did maybe when I was younger, but I really feel like, I don't know if it's because of the testosterone or what, but I've just noticed that since being on testosterone, I'm not a very emotional person. I'm more just like just strong-minded, I guess. I just don't like really tear up about things. But I noticed that the HCG does tend to do that to me, and I know that people who are on the shot, they tend to go through that as well, especially people who are on a lot of steroids, people who are like at the gym trying to get big, get ripped. They have to take a lot of HCG, and some of those guys told me that they stopped taking it because of those reasons. They get too emotional. And that's what happened to me on sublingual HCG. So that makes me think that it really does work. So another thing that I've talked about in a previous video that I did about a year ago, that I never had problems with testicular atrophy. So actually, after I posted that video, a few months later, I remember it was like during Christmas break, I was staying at my family's house. I think the next day was Christmas, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and literally like my testicles felt like they were numb. Like they just were like so shriveled up. Sorry if that's TMI for some of you guys, but I just want to tell you my experience and what happened. So I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And then for like days and days, I kept experiencing that. So I went to my clinic and talked to them about it, and they basically told me I needed to be on HCG to help my testicles start to, they'll actually help them to kind of, you know, come back to life and not have that problem so much. So I went on it, and within a month of being on it, I mean, they were pretty much mostly, you know, back to size. Not really completely back to size, but they were starting to hang down more, I guess you could say. and they just were, you know, feeling a lot better, and I haven't had that problem since. So that makes me think that that the HCG sublingual form has got to be working. Now, whenever I took a break from HCG and I went like a few months, it started to kind of come back. It wasn't as bad as before, but it did start to come back. And then I went back on the sublingual HCG, and it's gone away. So, you know what? I just want to say that I feel like all those people that talk so negative about the sublingual form of HCG, a lot of those people are actually, probably all of them, have never even taken it before. So how do you even know? You know, they're just going off of like the scientific evidence, which, look, I get it. That's what the FDA says. They say that the molecule's too large, but you know what? Somehow it's working, because I've been on just testosterone, just that, and then I got put on HCG, and then I can notice a lot of differences. So I feel like I've debunked that theory, and I just think a lot of the people that have the negative comments about that, you're wrong. Like, you're really seriously wrong, and just need to open your eyes some, and just kind of, you know, I don't know. Well, I mean, they're going off of, well, you know what? A lot of the people that have the negative comments, they're going off of the basic scientific research, and, you know, they may get upset about some things. You know, I may say like, hey, look, it's working, or they may disagree, but, you know, I know it's working, and if your pharmacist says something about maybe putting you on it, definitely be open-minded to it. It may even save you some money as well. And my clinic that I go to, actually, they've had so much success with the sublingual HCG that almost all the patients there, which is a lot of people, I mean, they really go through, I mean, they're in the thousands of men go to this clinic, and almost all of them are on the sublingual form now. There's only a few men who they just want to be on the shot because they think that that's, you know, the only thing that works, and they just, you know, insist on taking that. So, but almost everybody's on it, and everybody's been doing really good. So that is another sign that goes to, you know, say, look, this sublingual form actually does work. Now, on to what this video is mainly about. I was originally prescribed Arimidex when I went to this new clinic, which is a aromatase inhibitor. Many of you may know what this is, but if you don't know what Arimidex is, basically it lowers your estrogen levels, or your estradiol levels, a pretty good bit. So if you're taking testosterone, what's usually going to happen is your estradiol is going to go up, and you need something to bring it back down. So like my clinic, they want you to be around the 20s range, 20s to 30 range. A lot of my blood work has been like 60 to 80 range, which is just really high, and it was really causing me to put on a lot of water weight. And I started having some pain in my breast area, like in my nipples, which is really a big concern, because, like, dude, like, I'm a guy, you know, I shouldn't be having these problems like this. So basically, Arimidex, it lowers estrogen in menopausal women, which may slow the growth of certain types of breast tumors that need estrogen to grow in the body. So they give this to women who are experiencing, who have like breast tumors that are growing that could be cancerous, and they're giving them this Arimidex to help slow the growth of those tumors and try to avoid from it spreading, basically. It's like I believe it's a type of chemotherapy. Now, they also prescribe this to men to lower estrogen. Usually this test should be done through a sensitive assay test to check your E2 levels, or also known as estradiol. So the first week of taking Arimidex, I felt really great, to be honest. I felt like I had like a mood boost. Like, I just felt like it was almost like taking Prozac or something like that. It was just like, man, I felt so alive, so good. But I also felt really strange. Like, something was just not quite right. And I also noticed I had some joint pain as well, which did not really feel good, and I was kind of had some concerns about that. Now, once I got to the second week, I noticed that things really started to change. I was really fatigued. I was tired. Man, I was having such a hard time getting out of bed in the morning. I would be driving and I was just like nodding out, like I could barely stay focused. And then once I got to week 3, it was like, oh my gosh, it was like every 2 hours I had to like close my eyes to try to take a nap, a power nap, so I could just make it throughout the day. It was really miserable. I think I called out of work a couple times. Well, actually, had my own little business. Oh, I still have my own business, but I basically would just have to go home and rest. And I hate to do something like that, but it was like I was just really not doing good at all. And I told them, I was like, look, this is not working for me. I need to be on something else. They kept insisting that I take this stuff because everybody takes it and it works for everybody. But I was like, dude, I cannot take this. I basically just had to refuse to take it. And basically, they just took me off. I was actually, when I first started going to the clinic, they put me like 140 milligrams of testosterone cypionate. So they cut me back to 120 milligrams, and things actually got a lot better for a little while. Now, when I stopped taking the Arimidex, I stopped taking the HCG as well. And the reason why is because I know that HCG can also increase your testosterone, which when you increase your testosterone, it can increase your estradiol levels as well. And I didn't want to take the chance of making my estrogen or my estradiol levels getting too high. So I just decided to take a break for a few months. And basically a few months went by. Actually, it was probably about 7 months went by. And I seemed to be doing okay. And then that's when I started having the pain in my nipple region and in my breast. And I was still gaining a lot of weight in my stomach and in like my thighs and stuff. And I was just like, man, like I'm gaining too much weight and I'm having this really sharp pain. So I went to the clinic, and it just happened to be time for me to get some more blood work done. And sure enough, my estradiol was 66, which is still considered way too high. Now, they try to convince me to try the Arimidex again. I still had some at home, and I was like, look, you know, I'm running my own business now. I really just cannot take the chance of being that fatigued again. I don't think I can take it. She was like, just try it. I know it's going to help you. Well, basically, I just couldn't take it because I knew I had such a big problem with it, and I know a lot of other men have as well. A lot of people say that it's poison, and I totally agree with what people are saying about this stuff. I mean, this is something that can help treat cancer. It's a form of chemotherapy. I mean, that alone should tell you that taking this stuff every day could definitely be harsh on your body. So basically, I contacted the pharmacy and said, look, do y'all have anything, any alternatives for the Arimidex? I heard that maybe y'all have something else. And they said, oh yeah, we got this stuff called EstroDIM now, and we're actually switching a lot of people over to it because a lot more men are having problems with the Arimidex. So I went up there and talked to the lead pharmacist, and basically this stuff is just a good all-around supplement to take even if you don't have low testosterone. So basically you can take this as a preventative for trying to reduce the risk or reduce the chance of you having problems with low testosterone in the future or having problems with prostate. It's actually really good for prostate health as well. So I decided, why not? I mean, the price was pretty reasonable. It was a 2-month supply. It's 60 capsules. You know, you take one a day or one at night. And this is what it looks like. It's called EstroDIM. Let's see if my camera will focus. There we go. EstroDIM. So EstroDIM has basically been designed to aid in optimal endocrine health. They use cruciferous vegetable metabolites, DIM and I3C, which are ideal nutritional means in supporting the innate function of healthy estrogen metabolism. So basically, taking this supplement can help your body metabolize and excrete excess estrogen that is stored in your body. For me, the main reason why the Arimidex caused me so many problems, and this is basically what my pharmacist believes, is that I was never put on an estrogen blocker in the beginning. I was never on one at all for years, and my body just basically became used to running at a higher estrogen level, or estradiol level. So basically, whenever I took the Arimidex, it basically crashed my E2, and whenever it crashed it actually, after that week, it took about 2 weeks to recover. Some people that are on it longer could take up to like a month to recover, from what I've heard from some people. So that's the only downside to Arimidex. If you're starting off on TRT, or testosterone replacement therapy, it may be a good idea to try Arimidex if you're starting out on it. Now, if you've been on testosterone for a long period of time and you've never been on an estrogen blocker, then you may have problems with the Arimidex. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a pharmacist. This is just off of basic research that I've done or people that I've talked to. So far, being on the EstroDIM, I've actually, a lot of the pain in my chest has gone down significantly. I feel like I haven't been having so many like hot flashes that you feel sometimes when your estradiol is too high. It's definitely been helping a lot so far, and I'm looking forward to, just taking this as a supplement. Also, if you look this up on Amazon or a lot of places online, it's like $45 and more. I've seen it sell up to like $90 or $100 in some places for 60 of these. I'm going to talk to my pharmacist. I may be able to get this for a lot cheaper than what you see it online. I see a lot of people sell it for like $45 up to like $100 for just 60 capsules of this. And that's a 2-month supply, but that's just really expensive. I think I can get this for probably around like $35 maybe if I were to like sell some of these. So I'm going to talk to him and, maybe shoot me a message on my Instagram. It's at i.be.grollin. And I'll see if maybe I can get some of these and maybe possibly send these to you guys, since these are over the counter for a lot better price. And if you're looking for something convenient in your area, then definitely reach out to your pharmacist and see if maybe he can even carry this for you, and maybe he can get it at maybe even a better value for you. So just check that out, and see what they have as well. So again, so far for me being on the EstroDIM, a lot of my symptoms and problems that I had have actually been cleared up a lot. And if you get a chance, please try this product out. I think it definitely could benefit a lot of you guys out there who definitely have problems taking the Arimidex. If you would like to know more about the I3C and the DIM, please leave me a comment down below, and I'll definitely make some videos explaining these more into detail. As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like to follow my channel. Like this video if you like this content. And once again, if you'd like to send me a personal message, please do so on my Instagram. It is i.be.grollin. Or you can send me an email at nolalyfe2016@gmail.com. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next video.